All right, hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. So today I'm getting ready to get up with Ike again, an individual who I've just recently began to introduce here on After Prison Show, and somebody who I think has a really interesting story dealing with a life of incarceration and also addiction. Interesting to note, this would be the third video that I've done with him, and it was in the second video where I titled that video something, I guess, somewhat triggering to a lot of people. That video was titled, "You're Not Clean If You're on Suboxone." And I didn't really realize the implications that a title like that would have throughout the course of time here on After Prison Show with numerous people who have dealt with addiction and recovery, some of which using Suboxone. Anytime that seems to be mentioned here, there are a few people who say, well, you're not clean if you're on Suboxone. And though that may be in some part true, there's certainly quite a few people who don't agree with that at all. And I want to say that I personally know people who have become successful after incarceration and also after addiction due to the MAT way of going about things. That was the saying that I was trying to think about. Medically something treatment. I don't know what MAT stands for. But anyways, it relates to the usage of Suboxone in an effort to remain clean from heroin. You know, a couple of things that I personally am interested in the recovery journey, especially in relation to Suboxone. And I need to say this also, I've got no negative views of Suboxone whatsoever, or anybody that uses Suboxone in an effort to be able to live a successful drug-free life. Things that I find interest with Suboxone relate to, is it a lifelong thing? Do people ever get beyond Suboxone? Or do you need it for the rest of your life? And also, you know, how much money are these treatment facilities actually making from this? Is this the new wave of pill mills? But anyways, my opinion means nothing. Those are just some questions that are of interest to me. Let's get back on topic with this guy, Ike. Today, we're going to get the opportunity to see where Ike is living at. Now, I want to say that Ike has been very standoffish about this, and, you know, rightfully so. He doesn't know me from Adam, and I don't want to be overbearing or to overreach or overstep in any regard, but ultimately going to where Ike lives at with his girlfriend, they have their own place. You know, it's all we can do, because the location that I normally film with Ike at, there's tons of jet noise and it's windy, it's cold as of late. So we really need an inside location to be able to film at. This is going to be the best of that. Now, also to note, it's going to be interesting seeing this because Ike is dealing with a lot of hardships right now, be it with where he lives at, be it with transportation. Ike has a lot of stuff going on right this second, and today we're going to hear about that. And it's interesting to note that with these hardships, does it come to mind for him to relapse and shout out to the fact that he hasn't done so? Like, how hard does all of these hardships make the recovery journey for this guy? Kind of a rhetorical question, and hopefully something that we're able to shed some light on here today. So again, I'm getting ready to go to Ike's house, and we're going to get a chance to hear and learn even more about this new individual we've been introducing here on After Prison Show. Hope you enjoy.
I swear to God, man. Life didn't shit on us. It gave us diarrhea, dude. Like explosive fucking diarrhea.
Do you need something though?
Come on, bitch. Go in there. that wind is whipping.
It might not look that bad once it's not like slanted.
Nah, babe, it literally come out of the muffler. All right, hang on. Say what? Talk about awkward beginnings, huh? Oh shit.
You know I love those.
Oh, I know, right? It's almost like our trademark now, you know? I love getting my hands dirty. That's one thing I've always loved in life is like working with my hands. Oh, God.
I know that didn't feel good.
I was gonna say, you got that on camera. It's a good thing I got a hard head, man. Oh, shit. Anyway, a friend of ours was nice enough to let us borrow this while the truck's waiting for an alternator. We've been trying to get to Johnson's Mustang Truck Park in Chesapeake so we can go ahead and get the alternator that's there. The thing is, it's not just a regular alternator, it's for a F350 Super Duty Lariat diesel, and it's a 8-ton vehicle, and we found out the hard way that AAA doesn't tow vehicles of that size, and they won't bring you diesel. So we spent Thanksgiving on the side of the road on Mercury trying to figure everything out, man, and that was just the tip of the iceberg right there, man. So, but the thing is, I don't care if you're clean and sober, I don't care if you're fucking balls deep in addiction and shit. Life happens. It's all in how you deal with it, you know? Because you can be clean and sober and deal with it like an addict. You know, adversity, you can deal with adversity like an addict. Or you can be a fucking hardcore addict and, you know, think outside the box and, you know, deal with it in a manner that's actually somewhat productive, if that actually makes sense. I'm trying to do two things at once, so I don't know, maybe that didn't come out right, but alright, we'll see how this works. I really need to go get something else to fucking... Alright. Sweetheart? I think this will do you till you get to, what's his name? DJ. Yeah. That right there is called redneck ingenuity. Yeah, I know, right? This thing, man. It actually, crime rate used to actually be worse than it was, or worse than it is now. But it's actually pretty nice. You know how much this thing's worth?
This townhouse?
Yeah. Take a guess.
How many bedrooms, how many baths?
2-bedroom, 1.5 bath.
2 bedroom, 2 bath. I would say almost 300,000.
Nah, you're you're giving it some. It's
225
on Zillow. It's worth 171,000, and she got it for I think like 87 or something like that. The program she went through. You ever heard of VHDA, First Time Home Buyers Loan?
Yeah.
So, that's the program she went through, and her realtor. I wish I knew the guy's name because I plug him because he's awesome. He, really works his tail off, you know. And as soon as we get life under, more control and get all this chaos taken care of, this is something I'm gonna look into because I've actually never bought a home in Virginia, so it'd be an opportunity for me. And seeing as she's navigated it, and her, her realtor is actually, really decent,
You'd like to buy a home for yourself?
Well, I'd like to get it for me and her, either rent this thing out and have that passive income, or, sell it and be able to, put it into something a little bit more, I don't know, another investment or something, or maybe, put money aside for her daughter. Her daughter's, she's 7, 8, something like that.
Let me jump in here and cut you off real quick so I can put these mics on us.
You're welcome to have a seat if you want.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ike.
I'm telling you, this shit's crazy.
All right, so I just got over to Ike's house, and not trying to laugh about anything in relation to his living conditions, but when you see his living conditions, you'll understand probably why he was a little apprehensive inviting us over. But nonetheless, Ike,
Hey.
your couch is right up against your closet here.
Brother. You're telling me.
And do you mind if I show the living room?
Yeah, go for it.
So
I said in my last videos, man, I'm transparent and, you know, lay it all out there, man.
So here is the living room. Put my mics away. And you got a, it looks like almost like a storage unit up inside of here.
Yeah, dude. This is not normal by any stretch of the imagination.
How long have y'all been living like this?
Well, probably only a month, man. Her dad recently passed, and you know, we had to take everything out of the house that he was renting and move it into our tiny little apartment, and so it's literally taking 10 pounds of shit and putting it in a 5-pound bag, like seriously. And you know, dealing with trying to do like all the funeral arrangements, having to deal with, you know, getting death certificate, like all this different stuff, man. I've never experienced this stuff before, and I'll be honest with you, like things like this make you realize how much you really truly care and love someone. I love my girl to death. She is the sun, the moon, the stars for me, and I'm just happy that I was able to be here for her, to help her with all this, man, because if the roles were reversed, I couldn't imagine doing it myself. Like, seriously. I mean, so like, all right, so I'll give you the timeline, right? Her dad dies. We have to deal with all the stuff for the funeral or whatever. Mind you, a cremation costs almost $10,000. Not an actual burial, a cremation, right?
That's cremation and burial.
Yeah, that's cremation, and they put it in like this like urn type thing or whatever, and then they put it in, it's like a pillar, and it's got like people's names on it. Like, okay, so yeah, so we deal with that, and this whole time we're trying to get stuff out of this rented house, because the whole time the owner's like, you know, you got to get it out because we got to go do renovations and all this other stuff or whatever. So we're trying to book it, get everything from there to here, right? When her dad died, he left her F-350 Super Duty Lariat diesel. I mean, that thing's a beast. It's a beautiful truck, and it was her dad's work truck. And you know, we take that thing and load it up, bring it over here, go back, load it up, bring it over here, take stuff to the dump, go donate stuff to Goodwill and things like that. And so we basically got that most of the stuff out of the house or whatever. We still got some big stuff at the house, but Thanksgiving rolls around, and we're about to go to her mom's house to go eat Thanksgiving dinner. And on the way, we're on Mercury, and this truck just suddenly stops, like just shuts down, and we're like, oh my God. So we're on the side of the road on Mercury, and we're waiting for AAA to come get us, right? Come to find out, AAA does not tow vehicles that are 8 tons and over, and they don't bring you diesel. So we're sitting there trying to figure stuff out or whatever, and finally figure out it's the alternator. And we've been trying to work on getting an alternator, but the thing is, for a vehicle that size, alternator is almost like $200-300 from like AutoZone or whatever. And I'll be honest with you, like I said in my last videos, I'm working gigs and, you know, odd jobs and stuff like that to make some money. I don't have that kind of money lying around. So, you know, we've been working our butts off trying to deal with that.
Does she work?
Yeah, well, I mean, same thing. When her dad died, she worked with her dad.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so when her dad died, like, her job gone. And what's really fucked up is her job didn't even reach out to her and be like, hey, you can still come work with us or work for us or whatever. It's just like her dad died, and they were just like,
on to the next.
Yeah, forgot about her. And it's like, you know, her dad had been with them for a minute, and she's a loyal worker. She's a hard worker. I mean, she's smart as a whip, and, you know, good at what she does. And the best part is she's just like how I am. Like, whatever she does it to the best of her ability. You know, I mean, there's no sense in half-assing it. But yeah. So I mean,
so her father passes away.
Yeah.
Y'all move everything into here. Thanksgiving rolls around. Y'all are on your way to go eat dinner.
Yeah.
The truck breaks down. You're sitting on the side of the road.
Yeah, and this truck, it's not like a jalopy or anything like that. Like, this thing's a nice ass truck. It just happened that the alternator went out.
Did anybody come pick you guys up?
That's the f***ed up part, man. We're supposed to go to her family's place, you know, for dinner or whatever, and not a soul comes to come get us. Not a soul comes, calls and says, hey, you want us to bring you some food, anything like that. Like, nothing.
So y'all spent Thanksgiving sitting on the side of the road.
Together, yeah. But you know what, though? It's like I said before, man, life's going to happen. It's just, you know, how you deal with it. And, I mean, we had fun. We were with each other. And
how do y'all have fun? I mean, sitting on the side of the road. And forgive me for being so, I don't know, monotone about this, but I am genuinely curious, I guess.
Well, I mean, you know, just talk and laugh and just be like how crazy life is. And, you know, I mean,
at some point you'll be able to look back on this and laugh about
absolutely. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I said the same thing to her. And for real, like, we have a bond that I've never had with any other soul on this earth. And so, like, you know, we can be in some of the worst shit situations, which we have, and still, you know, be okay, you know. I'm very, very grateful, and especially on Thanksgiving, I was very thankful that I had her in my life. And to be honest with you, it was the best Thanksgiving I've had in a very long time, considering the last almost 15 I had was in prison, eating off a steak tray. So I had a lot to be grateful and thankful for.
Sometimes them steak trays are boss on Thanksgiving.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're worth a bag of coffee.
That ain't a lie. All right. Ugh.
You want a seat, bro?
No, I don't actually. What I want
You want a
is
pillow?
I appreciate it. I'm just, you know, it is tight in here, but I love it because it's giving us just so much interesting dynamic to this video, to the look and feel of this. I'm almost about to film you through these bars right here.
Go for it. And like, dude, like some of this stuff, man, like it's sentimental. So it's like we can't just get rid of it, you know? And you know, we've donated a lot of stuff too, like, you know, stuff we don't need or stuff that, you know, we already have and stuff like that. But like, you know, this stuff that's all her memories, and she's still processing, you know, the loss of her dad. That's like that was her best friend, you know?
I can't imagine.
Dude, I couldn't either, you know? And I mean, for me, to put it in perspective, and just from my point of view, that would be like me losing her. That's their bond that they had.
You know, speaking of family, it's good that you bring that up. Where's your family and what's your relationship like with them, if any?
That's a good question. So I recently just got in contact with my son. Actually, my son reached out to my girl and asked if I was doing okay. And she told me about it, and I was over the moon. And I ended up calling and talking to him. And actually, he's 5 time zones away from me. So
where's he at?
He does. His mom doesn't want me to know where he's at. So, but he told me, so I don't necessarily want to.
Okay, but 5 time zones away sounds like he's pretty far away.
Let's just say West Coast.
Got it.
But yeah, I got in contact with him, and you know, it's been such a blessing because I've been able to talk to him, and you know, it's different because when they were kids, you know, I left when they were like 10. You know.
You said you got multiple kids?
Yeah, my daughter and my son. My daughter's a year older than my son. Well, almost 2. But yeah, but now being able to relate to him as a young man, it's almost like he needs me more now than he did when he was, you know, a child, you know. And I'm grateful to be in his life, and I'm grateful he has allowed me to be in his life. And you know, just some of the conversations we have, I was like, man, I am so proud of him because he's an old soul, man, and he's wise beyond his years, which is anything beyond I could ever think of, you know, how I would be at that age, or you know, most teenagers. He's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Well, I want to continue talking about these hardships that you've been dealing with because, you know, having all of this stuff in y'all's home like this and the truck breaking down is only part of what you've been dealing with.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the water situation. You reached out to me. You reached out to me the day before yesterday and told me that there was a catastrophic event that was taking place.
Oh my God, dude, seriously. Okay, so we're trying to deal with getting the truck towed to her dad's house. They're telling us it's almost $300 to get it towed or whatever, and it's only a mile. It's a mile to where we were getting it towed to, from where it was at to her dad's house. And they're like, you got to get out the property now. We're gonna get it towed, and it's gonna go like impound. So long story short, ends up being able to do it and tow it to her dad's house. But in the middle of doing that, I go in the bathroom. I'm washing my face. I hit the sink button, and all hell breaks loose. I'm talking about water just goes everywhere. And what it is where one of the little cutoff valves. Come here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Oh God, I don't know if you got light to see it. One of these things right here. These little plastic pieces of crap, right?
Oh my God, y'all got Quest pipe in here.
That thing, it popped off like a cork, and hot. It's not cold water, but hot water comes splashing at me in my face and everything like that. Steam coming up. I have my glasses on. I can't see nothing. She's freaking out and stuff, man. We're both like, what the hell? There's water everywhere. And what makes matters worse, here, I'm gonna show you. Water comes all like this, and you can still kind of see water in the light right here, dripping all. That's where this bucket's for, dripping all down here. I'm talking about there was water everywhere, dude. Luckily, she found where the cutoff was at, by where the hot water heater's at, and got it cut off. But oh my God, you want to talk about life shitting on you? Like, life literally took a monster, like, dope sick dump on us like that day. And like, it's just like, what am I doing, God? Like what is this all for? You know, I've heard that, you know, that God tests the ones he loves, but he really must love us. Like, seriously. But I mean, dude, the only way I get through it and stay sober is I laugh about it, man. I laugh about it because. Well,
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Damn, it almost looks like, yeah, I can see the.
Yeah, you see it?
I can see the ceiling starting to pop right there. Just
Bro,
a little bit.
I'm telling you.
But not only that, what's going on with the current water situation over here?
And then, so anyway, we've been struggling trying to, you know, pay bills and everything like that. Luckily, and shout out to Salvation Army, because they've been helping as far as like helping us pay bills when we haven't had had steady employment and stuff like that. So they've definitely been a blessing. But yeah, the water goes like this, and the next morning we wake up and I go turn the sink on, nothing. I was like, what the hell? So I go down and I'm checking to see if by the way, let me rewind. That night I took the cutoff piece or whatever, and I jerry-rigged it. I put a drywall screw through it so she could go ahead and take a shower, because she was like, I really want to take a hot shower, you know, just after all that ordeal.
Yeah, you weren't going to be able to cut the water back on with that valve broke open the way that it was. There would have been no way to cut that particular valve off, considering the fact that that's what actually broke.
Exactly. So
you get that fixed with a drywall screw.
Yeah.
And then you come out the next morning
and no water. And what happened is I guess our water bill stuff was due, and I mean, they cut it off. So I've been dealing with that all morning. I'm trying to get it switched over into my name, just because her last runner, man, he's a piece of shit, dude. So without getting into too much or whatever, used to rent this out to a guy, and he ran up all the bills and stuff, and then just dipped, you know, and left her with almost, let's just say, a lot of money.
So everything was in her name,
right?
But he didn't pay any of the bills.
Correct. So, I mean, dude, like, this is the valley. I'm kind of just waiting for the peak, you know. Hopefully, it's coming, man. This is pretty crazy. It's I've never experienced anything like this, but I will say the one thing I've gotten out of it, I've realized how much of a good woman I have, because that's my ride or die. We have been through thick and thin, and I'm talking about some thick, and still riding it out, still together, still trucking, still haven't given up. And I mean, one of the things I'm most proud of is I'm still clean, you know. A lot of the comments in my last video or whatever is talking about Suboxone and stuff like that, and like,
that's the way I titled it too, saying that you're not clean. And I wasn't. It was just a statement that we had addressed in the video, but
right.
You know, nonetheless, I wear that. I knew that title was gonna draw in some skepticism.
Yeah.
I had no idea that it would be as as much as it was, but that's fine because it offers a good debate.
Truly. Had I not made the decision to get on Suboxone when I got out of prison, I would probably be using right now. And,
So you're not using right now, and I don't question you. I literally just ask because of the fact, I mean, dude, everything that you're going through right now, all of these hits one after another would be enough for anybody in recovery to at least contemplate, man, screw this.
I can't say that I haven't contemplated, right? It runs through my mind. But I always remind myself that, all right, just because I do that, right? All the stuff that, the fentanyl and stuff that's in the stuff now, I'm rolling the dice, and there's a good chance that, I could end up like, my last video, when I was in prison, I OD'd and I might not come back. And B, dude, I've come too far. I've come too far. So I use my coping mechanisms. I talk to my support system. I talk to them open and honestly. I tell them that I think about using, and and all the other stuff that goes along with it. And I feel like honesty is really the best tool because I don't have to mince words with my support system. I don't have to sugarcoat anything or whatever. I just tell them like it is. I'll be like, dude, I feel like going to go take a rig and filling it up as much as I can with some dope and, just shooting it. And like, I don't want anybody like, thinking, I'm or anything like that, because I'm not, right? It's just when you're an addict and you're in recovery, and especially stuff like this, and to the intensity of stuff like this happens, the first thing that comes to your mind is I'm just gonna go high. And I had a PO one time, and she told me, she said the fuckets are the most dangerous illness an addict can get, or someone in recovery can get, because the fuckets are deadly. When you get to the point you say fuck it, it's on, man. But I've come too far, man. I've come too far, and it's temporary, man. It's temporary. My birthday's Saturday, December 7th, and I'll be 40, and that's a milestone for me. And this last 40, I've kind of pissed away a lot of it, and made a lot of poor choices and stuff. And I've made it a promise to myself that the next 40, I'm going to do a whole lot better. Well, not just do a whole lot better, but make sure that I put in the work to do better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, Ike, when we got here,
yeah,
you were out there messing with a muffler on a vehicle. What's the deal with that vehicle?
So, a friend, well, actually, it was her dad's roommate, and it was actually the guy that found him dead. He's kind of become like almost like a, I don't know, friend, acquaintance, whatever. And he was nice enough to let us borrow his vehicle while we're trying to figure out everything with the truck. And so we got that. But the thing is, it's got its issues and stuff. It guzzles gas like crazy or whatever. But I could go on and on about the bad stuff. I mean, it's a blessing to have it. It's transportation. We can get to where we need to go. But yeah, so he's got this muffler the tailpipe to where it come out of where the muffler's at, right? And it had a clamp on it, I guess, in there, but I guess it had corroded or rotted out or whatever, and I was trying to stick it back in there, but he's got it strung up like a marionette with all these like coat hanger like sections and stuff, and I was just trying to jerry rig it back into place so my girl could use it to drive over to her dad's house. Man, you just gotta laugh about this stuff, man. Like, you can't even make this stuff up.
You said she was going over to her dad's house?
Yeah, her dad's old house,
Oh, so y'all still have possession of it?
Yeah, well, no. It's her dad was renting from the owner or whatever, but he still has some of his possessions over there. So like some of the bigger stuff, like table, chairs, stuff like that. Woodworking tools and things like that, like a big table saw and big wood lathe and things like that. So after I get done with this, she's gonna come back, and I'm gonna go help her load all that stuff up. But seeing as we don't have water, she wanted to go take a shower, so she went over there to go take a shower and stuff. But yeah,
let's do a little timeline real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You've been free for how long now?
Since July 2023.
So over a year.
Mm-hmm.
In the time that you've been released, your work history has been sporadic at best, or have you had any kind of steady work?
I did actually. I mean, for a while there, I did. When I was in Roanoke, I worked for a contractor doing framing houses and stuff like that. And then when I moved down here, I was doing some more framing work and things like that. And then the guy that I was doing work for was like, I'm not getting enough work, and I can't pay you what you're worth, this, that, and the other, and gave me this big sob story. But pretty much the story is he wanted his son to come work with him so bad. He agreed to pay his son $30 an hour and was trying to cut me down to like 12. And I was like, are you kidding me?
$12 an hour is not even minimum wage.
I know it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I'm exaggerating when I say that. More along the lines of like 15, 16 or whatever. But dude, I'm not a helper. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an experienced fucking carpenter, dude. I know my stuff. I've been doing it for a long time. It's pretty much most of the jobs that I've had, even as a teenager and stuff. That's how I got started. So,
obviously, work would be a big help for you to land some kind of steady employment. Is that what you're looking for right now?
Absolutely. And I'll be quick to tell you, man, I don't want a hand out. I want a hand up. I need help, getting stability. And, I mean, I appreciate any kind of help or whatever, but, a help to be able to put me in a position to where I can help myself. That's what I want.
So I mention all of this because I just think to myself, can we help you try to get some employment? I think that would be the number one thing that could really help you out of your situation, bringing in some steady income.
Yeah.
But you do and are currently dealing with just one hit after another, whether it be the truck or the water issue. You had mentioned that your birthday's coming up on Saturday, December the 7th.
Yeah.
What I'd like to be able to do is get this video up by then, maybe even before then, and include your Cash App information. I can't guarantee that anybody would send anything, but hopefully somebody would, or a few people would send you a few dollars. I'm sure that would help you.
I mean, yeah, it would definitely help out. I don't expect anything or whatever, but I would definitely see anything as a blessing and a gift, and I would be most grateful.
Well, I want to wrap this up with one final thing, and that is I really wanted to harp on the fact that you are dealing with one hit after another, and the fact that you've mentioned, thoughts of going back and using, but realizing that it's not in your best interest. I think that really shows a lot about your character and your dedication to your sobriety.
Dude, it's the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. I went from using and not feeling anything to not using, trying to, stay clean and, on this path to recovery and feeling everything. Like, not just the good, but feeling all the bad, all the hits, all the everything, man. And dude, it's hard, man. It's hard. But the thing is like I've said in my other videos, man, nothing worth doing is easy, and I'm willing to put in the work because not only do I have the self-worth now, I mean, I know how much I'm worth, I know how much my time's worth, but, I have other people in my life that I care about, and I can't let them down.
I used to ask people, anything that they want to leave people with at the end of these videos. But, what kind of encouragement would you give to yourself?
It's funny you say that because I recently just found, when I was in rehab years and years ago, they had an exercise where they had us write a letter to our future self and mail it, and then it's actually funny because like a couple months later I actually got it in the mail when I was at Oxford House that I was at, but I stumbled across it and I was reading it, and it was just crazy what I told myself as far as like crazy inspiring. So the advice I tell myself is keep at it, stay true to yourself, stay true to what you believe is right, And above all else, know what to give a fuck about and what not to. Leave the dumb shit behind and focus on what's important. And never forget that you're worth it.
Good piece.
Thanks, man.
We'll wrap it with that and look forward to sharing more with you real soon.
Awesome. Hey, thanks to everybody that's been posting comments, man. I really appreciate it, and it's definitely inspiring. And I love seeing how y'all see these videos, man. Even the not so good ones, man. I respect everybody's opinion, even if I don't agree with it.
Yeah.